The only time I would take a trade on this here Apvo is if it breaks above my resistance level right there. If it does that, and if it hits the half dollar, $3.50, and it holds that and it keeps above 350, then I'm gonna take an entry. The MACD is closing up right now, so with that in mind, it means that it's not gonna be going above the resistance level right up here. So I want it to turn into support to the upside, but right now, as it looks, there is no trade at the moment. We must wait for that confirmation to go above that resistance level here where the short sellers are sitting, go up, or a touch and break and retouch. So break, retouch, and then go up again for a second confirmation there. MACD is closing up right now, so for me, there is no trade at the moment. Still waiting for it to rise up. We do have some pretty good buyers here on the bullish side at 326 on the bid. So I'm looking at the first two numbers at the very top. That's my main focus right there. This guy and that guy right there. And that's my main focus, but you also have to look at the very bottom to make sure there's no big sellers stepping up. But you can tell right away that there are a lot of sellers coming down. You could look as far as 50 bars. So if you want to see more of this here, you can just rise to 10, you know, first 10 or 20, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of how it works there. But I usually keep the first 20 and 30, and then I check the rest on my phone. It's a lot easier to scroll up and down, or I could just do that here as well if I wanted to. And I'm able to see 50. So you can switch it just like that. And you can see there's a short seller there at 10,000. All that resistance level here is telling me is that there's sellers, and that cannot go above this line there, the resistance there. So for me, there is no trade, and that's how I look at it. I don't just trade because I see green candles, just like that. It has to reach a certain criteria for me in order for me to take a trade, or else this happens, you know, just like that. So it's trading below VWAP, the volume weighted average price, which is my goal line here. It's VWAP, and that is not what I want. I wanted to trade above that, and I wanted to break out of my resistance level right here. All you gotta do is stretch it out. You have to redraw it again, but you just stretch it out, just like that. So that's resistance there, and you could also draw, if you wanted to, another line here for support line here. Be like right here. So yeah, that's kind of how I look at it and how I approach going into a ticker, Apvo, and it's still flushing, as you can see. So that was a short seller stepping up, and that's not me. So there's no trade for me, but this is how I would approach this type of move there on the 1 minute chart right there. In the 5 minute frame, this is how it looks. In the 1 minute, this is how it looks. So even the MACD is crossing over, and it's also dipping down. Short sellers right here. Short sellers right here. The volume, that's the difference between that. Because if the 5 minute looks like it's the MACD is up, the moving average conversion divergence, you know, you're saying, okay, well, it's looking pretty good to the upside, right? But in reality, none of this is confirming that it's looking bullish, but it's looking bearish. And there's a difference between that. And there you have it. There's an analysis on why I don't enter trades when I'm not supposed to.